of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Courtney, can we do the roll call, please? Councilmember Ton,
Present.
Councilmember Collins, here. Councilmember LaFata,
Present.
Councilwoman Darnell, Councilwoman Fisher. All right, hopefully everybody's had a chance to look over the meeting minutes from January 26th. If so, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Consideration of claims.
I think everybody's had an opportunity to review the claims electronically, and I would make a motion to approve those claims.
I have a first
A second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Petitions and public comments from the floor. Is there anybody that would like to speak to the council this evening? Sir,
Hey,
please come up, state your first and last name.
I usually are on that side. Anyways, I am here.
Can you do your
First-
first and last name and address for the
Oh, I will
record?
give you that.
Thank
May
you.
I pull this down?
Yes, of course.
Because I don't want, I got my tutelage
Yeah.
here. She keeps me in line.
No
too.
worries.
Okay, first off, my name is Jim Kowalski. I'm going to give you my address. It's 480 Louisa, Chesterton, Indiana. I've been a member of the Plan Commission for quite a few years, probably a little bit outdated, and also the Board of Zonings. I don't consider myself a relic, but maybe some people do, especially the Gen X's and all that. Okay. I want to explain why I'm here today. Give this to
Thank you.
the president. Yeah. I'm going to start off with one thing. The reason I've come forward, there is a bill that has passed, House bill. It's called 1001. It contains a lot of things that could mean some significant change of how not just Chesterton, but all towns and city. The bill was proposed by a gentleman, and I'll read it. He's from Elkhart, Indiana. And I got to put my readers on, excuse me. You're smiling at me, Mark. That's okay. Okay. What the gentleman's name is Representative Doug Miller, Republican, Elkhart, Indiana. He introduced this bill. What it is was this bill was forwarded now to the Senate by a vote of 76 to 15. There were like 5 no-shows and 4 no's. The provisions of this bill target housing affordability by limited zoning regulations and streamline approvals for new residence development. It would prohibit local officials from actions such as imposing requirements on exterior design elements of homes unless a city or county adopts an ordinance to opt out of that limitation. Now, with that said, when I get into more information, and I don't want to take up too much time, and I'll move as fast as I can, which I think is very vague.
Mhm.
And anyways, Mr. Miller argues that the community must open to safe and affordable housing at every single price point. Some construction standards are necessary for health safety, but some may be outdated or imposed unnecessary design elements that drive up the cost. Well, we all know that. Like prohibiting prefabricated materials require certain facade treatments and disallowing certain roof products, etc. This legislation comes in as various studies have found with growing housing affordability, which gaps in the state. Miller's bill has the backing of our current governor and is top priority for the House of Republicans this legislative session
Mhm.
and our governor. Now, Representative Chris Campbell of Department West Lafayette was among those voting against the bill, citing its limitations, regulations decided upon local leaders. Taking away that, his comment was that is not good for my community, and there's quite a few other communities out there that are very, very much in storm. Anyways, I would like to go over briefly some of the things of House Bill 1001 that was proposed by Mr. Miller and 3 other peoples. May I continue, ma'am?
Of course.
Okay.
Please.
Now I'm going to read some excerpts of this bill. The bill is very long, but I'm not going to sit there and go through the whole bill. But I would encourage everybody that's in any type of board, whether it be the council, I'm sure our counsel over here, attorney, will want to read it, but I'm talking about the whole situation within this community that could affect a lot of things. So I'm going to go over a few things. Here's what this bill does in somewhat summary. It creates statewide housing by right, which they call default. And that means that automatically it permits certain residential uses unless a local government opts out.
Mhm.
Now, it also talks about townhomes as accessory structured dwellings
Mhm.
and so forth, which are permitted in the state of Indiana, by the way, with exceptions, as it is right now with the building structures. Without special exceptions or variance processes. It removes residential architectural requirements unless opted out. And I will get to this opted out shortly. It allows mixed use and multiple family housing by right in areas zoned for commercial use, overriding local discretion approvals. It removes mixed use and multiple family architectural requirements unless opted out. It preempts certain local zoning controls, parking minimums, density caps, height limits, setbacks, design, architectural standards. If a community does not opt out, limits how and when local governments can increase permit development, impact fees, including timing, delays, and caps. Impose annual housing reporting requirements to the state must be done through these regulatory impacts. Now, here's 3 things that I've kind of thought over. And I talk about first default. Default is if land is not clearly classified as residential for commercial today, would future commercial rezonings automatically allow multifamily or mixed-use development by default under the state statute, which is standard, which is, Mark will tell you, IC 36-7. The comprehensive plan, and that's something to really consider, especially when we are looking at the new comprehensive plan and what it entails. The scope of this opt-out out authority is if a community adopts the out ordinance, does it fully control any state preemptions or baseline requirements that may remain? Durability and flexibility. Can an opt-out ordinance be amended, narrowed, or repealed later after opting out? Can the city create new commercial or mixed-use districts without locally tailoring standards without the retriggering of Bill 1001 by default?
Mhm.
A lot of the things I think about, though, and I've had some discussions with other people, what somewhat worries me is that property that is not defined or more or less outside of Chesterton itself and were to be brought into Chesterton and it's not defined, that would trigger
Mhm.
this default. And that's something this town has to look at very carefully because down the road, as we all know, and Mark will tell you more than anybody, and a lot of the Plan Commission members, that there will be annexations in the future. And if this bill is allowed to go forward to a certain extent, and it's going to the Senate now,
Mhm.
regardless. And the thing is, I'm hoping that there'll be enough blowback by Senate people to kind of change some things. If you look at this bill entirety, and there's so much about it, and there's so many other things that are involved. And another thing that concerns me is this bill right now is done on more or less at the same basis. Everybody is voting the same, outside of a few other people. I happen to be looking at a website the last 2-3 days, and I thought it was interesting because when I got on it today, for some odd reason, I was blocked out.
Oh no.
Oh, they
Well,
canceled me.
I will tell you, it is something that I've looked at. It's something that I'm aware of. Department heads are also aware of. We've talked about it at the department head meeting. I think one of my biggest concerns is that they're selling this or trying to sell this as a fix to the affordability issues that are happening within our state. And I don't necessarily see that. I feel like simply allowing more housing types doesn't actually reduce construction cost. And then also supply increases doesn't automatically translate to attainable housing without complementary policies like infrastructure investment, workforce housing incentives, and things like that. So to me, it seems very narrow. And I think that it's got a lot of room for improvement. And
The thing that I find a little bit somewhat different, and I'm not going to mention any names, but the gentleman that proposed this bill, of course, he's in the heart of the manufacturing housing.
right.
There's lots of articles pointed out, and there's talk about homes $100,000 and up to $600,000,
Mhm.
and okay, but still on that basis, what we look at even what, say, for instance, a manufactured home at 2,000 square feet.
Mm.
And uh, even if you did the lowest, and you're not going to build a house for $100 a square foot.
Right.
Even a manufactured home is somewhere between minimum for hardly anything it is $150.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like some of the houses that in the past, more or less, that the plan commission turned down
Right.
just because, and they were rentals, and we didn't want any
Right.
part of that.
Jimmy, I'm gonna wrap you up, okay?
You did fine.
All right, very good. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and thank you for letting everybody know about this bill.
Well, you know, it's something that I would hope that we have the opportunity to look at. I appreciate
Of
you
course.
giving me the time,
Of course.
and I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Would anybody else like to speak tonight? No? All righty. Reports from officials and department heads. Police.
Good evening, council. I just want to thank the street department. They were out again this weekend with our snow events, keeping our streets safe. And other than that, I don't have anything else for you tonight. I'll have a few things for you at your next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Fire?
Good evening, council. How are you tonight? For fire, our first community CPR class, we have 13 residents signed up, and that'll be on February 17th at 6 p.m. And then we have one in May 19th, 6 p.m. Then the next one will be August 15th at 10 a.m. and then November 17th at 6 p.m. So those are all will get posted on Facebook and our social media sites as they get closer to sign up for those. But this will be our first one in the community and in our new training room. So we're looking forward to that. And as you know, our safe house that we got ordered came in. So that was posted on social media. So we got a lot of good feedback on that. So that'll be nice to set up for especially fire prevention time. And there's many other activities that come along through different communities and that may ask for that. So we're excited to have that. And that is all for fire right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, clerk treasurer.
Good evening. In your packet per Indiana code, I have the list of outstanding checks that are over 2 years old.
Mhm.
So they will be reversed and put back into whatever fund issued them. So I just need a motion to approve the list.
All right,
I'll make a motion. We approve the list presented.
we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You have it.
Thank you. That's it.
Street sanitation and central service.
Good evening. Just real briefly, we're working on our annual paving list. Hopefully within the next couple of meetings, we'll have a list maybe for the next 2 years.
Great.
Proposed list to look at, and we're in the process of obtaining pricing for a brush chipper that was approved at the last council meeting.
Very good.
About it.
Great, thank you. Engineering.
Good evening, council. I have need the request for a manual check for Larson Danielson. Matt and I worked on their pay application. It's in the amount of $160,358.10. We didn't get it done before the packet deadline.
Mhm.
So if I could have approval for manual for Courtney.
I'll make a motion that we approve that manual check for Larson Daniel.
I have a first.
What was the total again?
$160,358.10.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Thank
have
you.
it.
We
You're
still have
welcome.
over 200,000 remaining
Okay.
on the project to pay
Okay.
out.
Great, thank you.
Second, then, as you know, the fire sign is up.
Yes.
Above there with the digital display. And we have a legacy sign invoice for $27,289. If I could get approval for manual on that.
Absolutely. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve that manual check also.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? You have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have for engineering.
All right, building.
Building, we had a great meeting with the Y last week with their design team. We're going to do a walkthrough of the auditorium this week, and they're still working along with their construction drawings. So hopefully next month or so, we'll see a submission of construction drawings to review.
Awesome. Very good.
And that's all I have.
Thank you.
See, the parking lot's got lights now.
They do.
Coming along.
It's coming.
It's exciting.
The parking lot's empty, but
Yeah. For now.
For
That's only temporary.
Parks.
Good evening, council. So we have movement on a few of the park bond projects we had proposed. One of the things we wanted to do with the bond proceeds was upgrade some of our equipment. So we got a new mower and truck on order. We also ordered some additional shade structures to be installed at Chesterton Park.
All that.
2 near the splash pad, then a large one near the pickleball courts to make those areas more comfortable. And we'll hopefully get those installed. We will get those installed this spring. And also wanted to thank Streets and Engineering. They got the Prairie Duneland Trail on the annual paving list. So it'll be done in segments, but we'll get the first segment underway
Great.
this spring.
Very good. Awesome. That's great. All right. Attorney.
Good evening, council. I've communicated with you all a few times over the last week, so you know we've been busy. On the public comment you got this evening, of course, I've reviewed House Bill 1001 and shared some thoughts with Mark and President Collins.
Thank you. Utilities.
Good evening. Just things have been busy, but really nothing out of the ordinary or extraordinary to report on, really. Things are moving forward, lots of projects.
Very good. Thanks,
Good,
Dave.
good. That's a good thing.
It is.
It is.
Economic development. Jennifer is not here this evening. She asked me to share that there was a good meeting with Structure Point in regards to the comp plan. There will be another working session set up. They're just finishing some of the designing for the land use map. So more to come on that as it continues. Public hearings, bid openings, and remonstrances. Looks like we are having a public hearing for the Chesterton Lodging petition to vacate easement. Hello,
Evening,
Greg.
Greg Babcock here this evening. With me, I've got Jim Schneider, the architect. I've got Steve Aldridge, who's their vice president of sales and marketing. And then Tom Evans is local engineer with Duneland Group, all involved in this particular project. Sure, Greg. Kind of set it where everybody could see it. When I started my prep, it seems kind of mundane to vacate a drainage easement. But when you look to see that the new proposed Holiday Inn Express would be right over the top of it, it does become a little bit more exciting from that perspective there. Chesterton Lodging is part of the Amerilarge Group, and Jim will talk about that in a second. It's the 4 lots, 25 through 28 in Coffee Creek, first edition. If you had a chance to look at the drawing that was attached to the petition, the whole idea was there were going to be 4 usable lots. So the drainage easement is right in the middle, which made sense. There's 5 storm outlets already out in the right of way. Now that they've come and they've purchased the property from Lake Erie Land. And the second thing is the design that they have has gone through the architectural review process with Lake Erie Land. So there's no hang-ups from that perspective. They're starting that process of submitting downstate, and this was one of the last things that they wanted to accomplish. I'm going to have Jim talk to you just for a few minutes. And remember, I wasn't here last time, so I didn't get to see any of this.
Sure.
But if you've got a minute, we'd like to at least introduce this new prototype that they have and give you just a little bit of background on what it's going to be. So Jim, introduce yourself and give your address.
Greg, do you want to rotate us so we can
Yeah,
see it?
you want me to turn it, Jim, to?
Sure.
No idea.
That would be
James
helpful. Yeah, I like
Schneider,
it.
231 Cherokee, Pontiac, Michigan.
Okay.
And I am a licensed architect in the state of Indiana.
Okay.
The Holiday Inn Express that we plan to build is the brand new prototype for Holiday Inn Express. What you're seeing in the overall picture are the colors and the different parts of the building. It'll be a 4-story building. It'll have 105 guest rooms. The building is approximately 242 feet long, and it's about 78 feet deep. The highest point that you see over the main entrance will be 53.5 feet above the ground. The typical parapet is going to be approximately 45 feet,
Mhm.
which would be these lower sections you see. The higher sections you see come in at about 48 feet. The main entrance will have a canopy over the top of it for drop-off purposes.
Mhm.
And we think it would be a very good addition to your community.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yes.
The
Now,
color.
I work for Harbaugh Construction, which is the construction arm of the Amerilodge Group.
Mhm.
The Amerilodge Group has built hotels in Michigan City, LaPorte, Auburn.
Mhm.
Oh, what's the name?
Portage.
Portage.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was trying to think. I knew it started with a P.
Yeah.
Muncie
Yeah. So you're
As well.
familiar with Indiana.
and Anderson, Indiana. And we want to continue doing so.
Very good.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
So of course, for lawyers, we've got to talk about the statutory criteria we look at when we do this. We're looking at it being a 12-foot wide, 6 on each side of the group of lots. And they always want to know, how does this affect the growth in the town of Chesterton? And when we look at it, all 4 lots got sold.
Mhm.
And we're going to put a pretty significant development on it. One of the things that's important that Mark brought up that we've got in the ordinance tonight, I used the word no other utilities in that spot. Mark was concerned because there's a pipe there.
Mhm.
So we're going to be removing that pipe as part of the process, but Tom and his group have indicated there are no other utilities, what electric, gas, phone, internet in that particular affected situation there. The second one is, how does it affect public way? Again, this is an internal
Yeah.
concept split amongst the 4 lots, so no adverse there. The one that, of course, hinder public access to church, school, etc., doesn't really apply, but when you look at your drawing, you're going to have entrances in 2 locations, but 2 locations, no entrances at all. And again, those are on the side streets. I think it's Jack Heisey and Blackwell,
Mhm.
not on the 2 main ones there. The other thing is the use of any public way. The only thing I could think of, what was the stormwater going to do? Well, 2 things. There's a master pond out there. We've got 5 inlets already installed in the perimeter of the roads. So the job of Dunlin Group is to capture that water and release it at a rate that's acceptable. It eventually gets to that pond, but it doesn't adversely impact any other undeveloped lots and already developed lots from that perspective there. So I do ask you this evening to consider vacating that 12-foot wide drainage easement completely. Again, in that ordinance, it indicates that our responsibility to remove it and then start the building process. If you've got technical questions, Tom is here. Any other questions, we'd be happy to answer those. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you
so
guys
much.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Question.
Jim?
I think I heard you say that the existing pipes minus this pipe, this easement can feed the pond.
So yes, so it's a master pond. So everybody, Allen's building, Popeyes, everybody's
Right.
got
Yeah,
that.
I'm familiar with that.
Right. And so our job will be then to capture the water in our 4 lots with the new building,
Uh-huh.
slow it, hold it. And then we've got 5 storm inlets that are already available for us then to discharge our storm until it gets to the pond, which is over on the east side.
Yeah, right.
So that's the theory
It's not
behind
going
it.
to affect the total capacity of that.
No, not the total capacity of the pond, because they had budgeted that with,
Either plus or minus.
yes, plus or minus, right?
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So I believe what we will do now is open the public hearing and invite anyone up to speak in favor of.
The vacation.
All right, and I would invite anyone up to speak in opposition to the vacation. No? Okay, with that, do I have to vote to close it?
You can either vote to close the public comment portion
Okay.
and start board discussion, or you can move straight into board discussion or questions. And then you will need a motion and a vote to close the public hearing when you're done.
Perfect. Can I get a motion to close the public comment?
You do.
And second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and discussion on the easement.
Mark, do you see any harm?
No, we worked with Greg and Doolin Group on this. They're removing, they can't build the hotel without
Right.
removing the
Yeah.
storm sewer.
Gotta take the storm sewer out.
But they will capture, as Greg said, they'll capture all of their stormwater. There are also 2 stormwater quality structures on the project before it discharges, connects to our system. And then that'll go to the regional detention basin. So there's no issues.
That's what I was concerned about, and I think that answer has clarified that.
Great. So then I will take a motion to end the public hearing.
Have it?
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, then I will entertain a motion to grant the public easement.
You have it?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Do I have to
So,
do that again?
well, I've prepared for you an ordinance.
Perfect.
It sounds like the board's in favor of doing this.
Lovely.
You can't take final action tonight, however, because there's only 3 of you here.
Sure.
So before you on first reading is ordinance 2026-01, an ordinance of the town of Chesterton, Porter County, Indiana, vacating a portion of a drainage easement.
Move to pass.
I have a first and I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Next meeting. Yes.
Thank you guys very much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
We may be few, but we're mighty.
Yes, you are.
We just like voting
Well
on all
put.
the things.
Well put.
At some point, I will remember the sequence of events.
You're doing fine.
Good grief. All right. Ordinances and or resolutions. Looks like we just did that. Communications.
There were none. Don't we have another resolution? No, okay. There were none.
Okay, very good. Old business, town hall, fire remodel, change order number 5.
Yeah, I'll start before Matt gives the update on the project. So we have change order number 5 that we need approval for, change order number 5. So that includes change requests 53, 54, 56, 57, 59, and 60. So 53 is in the amount of $3,221.90. That's to replace existing stair treads and paint the metal.
Out back here.
Mhm. Change request 54 is in the amount of $4,477.97. That added a clean out and rerouted a drain that was in the community room for the rough drains. Change request 56 is in the amount of $1,605.40. That changed the lock sets to a more functional type of lock that we preferred. Change request 57 was $1,582.27. That's to change the dais stair nosing from gray to white. So as Matt said, we purchased it. This gi-
Safety issue.
Safety issue. This gives us approval to
Mhm.
pay them when they get it in. Then change request 59 is for $1,760. That added some electrical receptacles to the dais and the exterior light out on the balcony
Oh, good.
on the fire department.
Yeah.
And then change request 60 was to the fire department side for $698.82. And they did not want that FOB access control to the training room, the fob.
Okay.
Fob access
Sure.
to the training room. So the total for these change orders is the $13,346.36. That'll bring the contract price to $3,529,233.87, which is an increase of $158,733.87 to the project.
Okay.
So we're at 4.7%
Okay.
above the original contract price
Okay.
of $3,370,500. So
Under 5%.
so we're still
We're still there.
We're still there. We're just under. But if I could have your approval on that, we'd appreciate it.
Well, you remember our saying, on time
Yep.
and on budget.
On budget.
We're close.
We're close.
Hey, it's a remodel. They
Yeah,
always go
yeah,
10%
yeah,
over. So
yeah, we're-
hey, under 5, I'm
Yep.
happy.
Yeah, we're doing good.
All right. Well, I will entertain a motion to approve change order number 5.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good.
I'll let Matt give you an update then on the project.
Excellent.
Sure. We're still working through some final completion items as well as some warranty items. So we have a list and we're working diligently every day with Larson Danielson on these items. One little feature in this room is they just programmed today that the cameras would coordinate with who's speaking. So I've been sitting here kind of watching that. And it's a nice little feature of the system. It was originally part of the design. And so, yeah, they were programming that. It's working well.
Great. Thank you, Matt.
Eases the burden on Courtney a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Pulling
that's all-
triple duty over there.
That's all I have.
Awesome. All right. New business and or updates. Jim, if you'd like to update us on NERC and
Well, one or two updates I'd be glad to share. The Board of Directors of Recycling and Waste Reductions of Porter County met on the 29th of January, and some actions that I would like to point out. Number one, I was reappointed to the Board of Directors.
congratulations.
So that's another meeting, but that's okay. It's a good cause and I enjoy the work with the environment part of it. So I'm happy to serve on that. Some upcoming events I'd like to highlight. The compost sites will be reopening on March 16th. That not for everybody, but if you're interested. Of more common interest may be that Earth Day will be on April 18th, and we're scheduling that again for the Expo Center. If you haven't been there, it really is an impressive event, and there are an awful lot of people at awful lot of parts of Porter County that go to that, and they do it very well. The staff does a very, very good job. International Compost Week, you probably already have that on your calendars, but that's May 3 through the 9th. The first household hazardous waste collection, which that's more important, I think, in my mind, because it takes away from us the problem. What are you going to do with all the oil you saved up from your machines or the paint cans you've got stacked in the garage and so forth and so on? And that'll include tires as far as I know right now. The first HHW will be May the 9th at the Expo Center. So in any kind of aerosol cans and so forth, that's the place to take them. Don't throw them in the garbage. As far as announcements, I'll just announce that the next board meeting or board of directors meeting will be in conjunction with the Citizens Action Committee of the PCRW, and that will be March 12th at 1:30 in Valpo at the commission chambers. March 12th. So that's a wrap up from the Porter County Recycling and Waste Reduction. The first meeting of the year of the Northwest Indiana Regional Planning Commission was supposed to be on January the 15th. But since we have the commission, the full commission has to meet so many times a year. And every city and town in Lake Porter and Porter County, Lake Porter and LaPorte County, has the responsibility of naming a representative to that. So you can imagine it's a full room. There's over 50 plus people on the full commission. The report of the nominating committee is the one that selects the executive board, which are 10 people, the 4 officers and 2 from each county, for 10 on the board of directors. Executive board, actually, in this case, it's all terminology anyway, but that report of the nominating committee will lead to the election of the officers. And in order to be an officer, you have to have a unanimous consent of the nominating committee. That election, obviously, will take place at the next meeting because it was scheduled to take place on the 15th, but that didn't happen. So we've had that, and we'll also have on the 19th, which will be the next meeting, we'll have the perfect attendance recognition, exchange of the gavel, and the election of officers for the next year. So that's basically what will happen
Great.
at the next meeting, which will be, let me see, I think we're going to try for the 19th of February. I stand corrected. We're going to try for the February 19th meeting at 9 a.m. That will have to be a full commission meeting, and it wasn't scheduled that way, but it will have to be because that's the election. Everybody has to
Right.
be there for that. And then after that, then the executive board will meet on March 19th.
Okay, very good.
So I stand corrected. It's February 19th. It's the next full commission, and we have to have a quorum there.
Right.
And that's been difficult with the weather.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to meet on the 15th. But those things were scheduled, and just bumped to the February meeting.
Okay, very good.
Other than that, I have nothing more on NERC, other than the fact that with the change of policy, the NERC representative from a town remains the NERC representative from the town unless the governing body of the town wants to change that elected representative.
Okay.
So if it's the pleasure of this board, I will continue in my present role.
We would appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Mhm.
Comments
That's all I
from-
had.
There-
President Collins,
Yes.
before you move on, we have one thing that was sent to the council last week after the agenda went out. It's the janitorial services contract for your new town hall with Green Up to Clean Up in the amount of $9,620 per year for their services. If the council could approve that, we'll make sure it gets signed and your town hall gets cleaned.
Very good. Thank you.
Make a motion, we approve that contract.
I have a
I'll
first.
second that.
And
yes.
a second.
They already do the police station, right?
They do, yeah. And Connor checked it
A-
over to
and the
look at the
municipal hall.
contract. Yeah, and the contract's all the same.
So we have some history with them, and
They
I
do a
see
great
no
job.
reason to change that.
I agree. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good. Any other new business or updates? Nothing? Okay. Comments from the board, Mr. Tunn?
I don't think I have any additional comments this evening.
Okay, Mr. LaFata?
Nothing.
I have nothing as well. I will entertain a motion.
You have it.
In a second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.